How are you doing this morning, sir?
Good.
Great.
What are you gonna
Um, I hate to do this, but this is the first time I've been here because I'm on the road, and I would kindly like to speak to your manager, please. I'm
do?
very
I ain't one of
disappointed.
the managers yet.
Oh, okay. Um, this, I came from a very long way, sir, and I brought in my wife and kids and everything, and I came in to visit some family, and my son, he loves chicken, I do too, and you go in and everything, and the customer service, I don't really think that it would be any different for, uh, regardless if you were a tourist or not, but that there's a lot, and it typically what appeared to me, and my wife, brought it to my attention that the brand new, it hasn't been out too terribly long, I don't believe, the buttermilk chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
Well, my son ordered that, I ordered that, and my wife ordered that because we had not tried it before and it was not available at our local franchise just yet.
Yeah.
And I mean, I knew what it looked like. I saw it on commercials and everything, and my family, they live in Bismarck, so I mean, it's not like I don't know where I'm going. But I'd never been to this particular McDonald's until today. It was around 8:30, 37 after 8 to be exact. Was when I left. I don't know if this is going to help or anything, but it will at least allow you to know who was working and who wasn't.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for names or anything because I didn't realize what had happened until I got home. And I mean, obviously I'm not at home, but I'm with my grandpa. And what had happened was is we brought the food to the dinner table and everything. We were sitting around, and the chicken sandwich itself, the chicken was not even on one of the sandwiches. Like,
There wasn't even chicken on one of the sandwiches.
correct. There was no chicken at all, and then we received somebody else's meal, and I mean, I'm going to bring it back. I mean, it's cold, but I mean, that was for somebody else, and
If I guess if you want to come back, I can get you a completely new one, or I can send you like a free thing in the mail. I can send you like a free meals in the mail.
well, my whole thing is that the buttermilk. I don't know if it's buttermilk ranch or just buttermilk chicken. I don't know specifically what it's called, but it was. I wanted to try that out, and 2 of the 4 that we ordered didn't even have the chicken on them. It was just the regular chicken. It wasn't the buttermilk chicken. So
It was just grilled chicken.
yes, it wasn't the actual buttermilk chicken, but we were charged as if it was, and I did not realize that until I came home, and I didn't want to flare up or start anything, and I've been driving for so long that I just wanted to talk to a manager directly because I just feel like it's an issue that perhaps that you may need to raise, and the thing is that when I was there were a lot of female workers there at the time.
Yeah, usually up front we have a lot of them.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you, sir, and I have no reason not to be. I'm very, very, very disappointed. My wife requested that I called because she uses a lot of profanity, and I choose not to. She was very upset, not because of what happened to us, but because of our kids. And there was a bunch of girls in the back laughing, and we couldn't figure out why. They just kept laughing. And there were people waiting in line and everything, and Then there was a customer who made a comment about, you know, girls being overpaid because all they do is gossip. And I don't know what it was in regard to, but, you know, I didn't pay any mind to that. I was, you know, I got my napkins, my straws, and everything, and, you know, I proceeded to leave and didn't think anything of it. But, you know, when it dawned on us that this happened, sir, you know, my wife said that she couldn't help but think that perhaps this was a preordained idea by those that were working.
I don't think that would be good.
Yeah, and I mean, I personally don't feel that. I really don't know what to think, to be honest. I mean, people make mistakes, I understand that, but, you know, this right here, I mean, I went back, I've already been back, and the food that wasn't mine, I already went ahead and returned. I mean, I already went ahead and done that, and that was dealt with, but I could not find you for some odd reason. I don't know why.
I was not here, actually. I didn't come in until about 10 o'clock.
Okay, well, then that would explain that. No, but I mean, it's just a shame, you know, you travel, and the customer service, and I mean, the men that were working were fine. The issue that I have was with the female people, because, you know, they were laughing, carrying on, and, I mean, they told me that I had to wait 20 minutes on the buttermilk chicken, and, you know, I was okay with that. You know, I understand that, you know, I thought, well, you know, it's going to be 20 minutes, but, you know, that happens, and I was okay with that. You know, I'm a patient man, and, you know, but the fact of the matter is, we waited 20 minutes and didn't even get the chicken that we ordered.
Yeah.
And that was disappointing. And on top of that, we come home and there's no napkins in there, no straws.
Did you come through? Did you come in through the drive-through or through the?
I walked in, sir. I didn't go through the drive-through at all. I just walked in and got my order because the drive-through seemed congested. And we got out and stretched out and everything, and my kids, you know, they wanted to stretch out too and just sit down and everything. And, you know, unfortunately, we didn't sit down. We just had to keep rolling because, you know, it's just part of the traveling. I wanted, you know, I was in a hurry, kind of, but I wish I would have sat down, honestly, because I probably could have ran into you right then and there because, you know, my kids, you know, they were pretty tired, so but more than anything, I mean, I appreciate your understanding on this matter, sir, and more than anything, I don't want to put you on the spot, you know what I'm saying, because I've been to a lot of different states, and, you know, the biggest thing for me is, you know, customer service is very important, regardless if you're a tourist or, you know, a truck driver at your local Bismarck area. And I'm just disappointed that I had to drive back and give somebody else's meal. And because, I mean, that, to me, I'm more disappointed about the fact that somebody else didn't get their meal, as opposed to me not getting my chicken, in all honesty, because, you know, not everybody. I mean, Bismarck is a group of people that work hard every day, just like any other state. And it's just a shame because, you know, most people would have kept the food and called it good and not paid for it, but I'm not going to do that. That's unethical, it's not right, it's not fair. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, at the same time, you know, you think about it, my food got messed up, somebody else's got messed up, and I can't help but wonder, you know, why that would be. I mean, if I were you, and I'm not telling you how to be a manager, obviously, but, you know, whoever works in around that time, you know, them girls and stuff, I mean, they just got to be more considerate and, you know, realize that working there for them is a privilege, that they're getting paid per hour to, to be the best that they can be, as opposed to laughing and carrying on and things like that. I mean, I've worked fast food before 30-some odd years ago, you know, starting from the very bottom and working my way up, you know, to build up a resume. I've been in their shoes before, and it is not an easy job. I mean, a lot of people, you know, say that it is, but it really, in reality, isn't. I mean, you got to be fast, you got to be adequate with the order, you got to be friendly, you got to work the register correctly, you got to do the fry correctly. I understand that, and mistakes are going to be made. You know, I completely understand that, but when they do it to more than one sandwich, that's when I have an issue.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And not only that, I mean, the Dr. Pepper didn't taste fresh at all, and
Dr. Pepper.
Yes, I believe it was Dr. Pepper. And I didn't get anything to drink, but my son did. And I mean, he drank it, don't get me wrong, but he said it just kind of tasted funny. And, you know, I'm not really concerned about that, because anytime you go in and get a drink and stuff, you know, when it comes out of that little...
yeah, it tastes differently no matter where you go.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that's not a concern that I have whatsoever. Plus, he didn't really put much ice in it. And when you eat salty foods and stuff, you know, beverages are going to taste different. And I tried to explain that to him. But like I said, you know, my wife was just very, very, very disappointed. And, you know, she told me to go ahead and call. And I had to look up the number on White Pages, but I was fortunate enough to find it. And like I said, sir, you know, I just want this handled in a manner to where this won't happen to somebody else, because when I receive somebody else's order, it's sad, because a lot of people, like I said, they would end up keeping it and eating that food as opposed to returning it. And, you know, the fact that not one, but two sandwiches got messed up and that they charged us for it, because, you know, those, if I'm not mistaken, those chicken sandwiches are $4.99 a piece, I think. Well, let me look at the receipt. Yes, they were. And like I said, I went ahead and ordered 4 of those, plain. You know, nothing on them, just the chicken. And
it was just plain.
Yes.
They were all just plain.
Yes, just plain. You know, I didn't want anything other than just, you know, the chicken itself. No anything in particular. And I mean, it stated on the receipt that, you know, that it's plain and everything. It's just, you know, they gave us what appears to look like the, you know, them little tiny crispy chicken sandwiches. They didn't
they put McChicken on there?
Yeah, it's really tiny. It's definitely, you can look at it and tell. So I mean, that was the thing, because
it was breaded, but it was kind of like speckled with.
It was on a sesame seed bun. Not the bun that it should have been on. You know, the one that's glazed over. It wasn't a glazed over type of bun to where it was like a shiny bun. And
it wasn't like a dark brown or what?
Yeah. It was like a hamburger patty type bun. And the sandwich itself was small. The bread was small. And I could tell at that point, as by then my wife said, "This is not what we ordered." And she said, "It's chicken, but it's not the buttermilk chicken." And, you know, she did take a bite out of it. She said there's nothing buttermilk about it. And she thought it, you know, may have been one of the Crispies.
McChicken?
Yeah, I apologize. The McChicken sandwich, yes.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think, honestly, sir, a lot of it could have been from the laughing and carrying on, and them just not really paying much attention to what, you know, it is that we ordered.
Yeah. Said it was on a sesame bun or bun?
Well, they went ahead and they put it on, you know, the buns that are used for quarter pounders and stuff like that, the sesame seed, that's what was used.